relationships, fashion, trends, and all things topical. She is the content queen.
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Time to find out what Kristi's blogging about on Fly 92.3.
All right, her blog, Times Union at timesunion.com, is on the edge. The woman is Kristi Gustafson Barlette. Good morning, Kristi. How are you today?
Good morning. Well, I think we're definitely doing a topic that would be considered on the edge this morning.
I like it.
Yes.
I like it. We always kind of, we tend sometimes to sort of walk that line, and I think that's what makes this segment interesting, and I like this one. It was funny because we always talk on Wednesdays about what we could discuss on Thursday, and we just kick around some ideas, and I think really kind of before we gained a whole lot of momentum in our discussion yesterday, the sort of the text exchange from a colleague of myself, Kristi, and Jess's in the office, we were just chatting about. And after about 20, 25 minutes, we're like, wait a second, why isn't this the topic tomorrow morning on the show? Why are we wasting time? So here we are. So why don't you go ahead, Kristi, you could set it up, and then we'll just sort of take it from there.
All right, so I know one of the people in your office, his friend sent a text and basically said, you know what, I want to create a sexy Easter basket for my boyfriend, and I want to fill it with plastic eggs, but I want those eggs to have things that are a little saucier, like coupons for a lap dance or adult favors or even an erotic massage. So we were talking about it and saying, like, yeah, should we help him out and say, hey, here's some suggestions? Right. Or should we say, you know what, this is the wrong holiday to be trying to get all saucy?
Well, because the person that we work with that got the text message
help out their friend, right,
was all about it,
right,
offering up like even spicier, even more salacious suggestions.
And I was like, yeah.
And it kind of became a thing in the office, like, what would you do? And that's what we were sort of discussing. Like, would you help out a friend who asked you, to kind of to make Easter a little hotter, or would you be offended, or would you just kind of just kindly and politely decline?
Right.
And that's what part of the discussion was. So let's start, Kristi. Like, what did the readers say?
I was really surprised because I thought that people were going to be outraged and say, you know what, it's the holiest of holy holidays. This is not the time. That was for Valentine's Day. Easter's something else. But I was proven wrong. Most people said, you know what, I'd be there. One woman said, an Easter basket filled with chocolate bunnies is no more related to the religious aspect of the day than an adult-themed basket. So
that's a good point.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Another woman, it kind of made me laugh. She said she was laughing out loud. Sarah Plant said she was laughing out loud because she was just thinking of ways she could sex up every holiday for her husband. But then she said, you know what? As long as she doesn't present it to him at Easter Mass, it will be just fine.
So most people were pretty okay with it. It's always a very weird thing when you start mixing things with things and politics
and
with other things and religion.
Mm-hmm.
You just really never know where people are going to go. And I mean, Kristi, it's interesting because I don't know exactly how you would respond, but I kind of have an idea. I'm gonna throw it out there that I think that you're like a polite decliner. Like, you wouldn't give them any additional. First of all, I don't know that anybody would be sending you a text anyways, asking. Don't take it the wrong way, right. But I don't know that Kristi Gustafson Barlette would be my first choice of, hey, listen, I need to spice up the bedroom a little bit. No, I don't mean that in a bad way, but am I right in at least saying that you would probably politely decline?
Well, when you told me yesterday that your colleague got this text message, I sat there and thought, I can't think of anyone in my life who would send me a text, or even my readers who are always sending me, private messages asking for advice. I do not think that is a topic they would send me. They might send it as, hey, ask everyone else, but they wouldn't direct it just to me.
Right.
God, we work with a whole bunch of them.
No.
We're surrounded by people who are trying to help bring passion into people's lives.
Well, when it was brought up, before we talked to Kristi, I thought to myself, my response would have been, you're doing great. You know your man. I Google something. Like, I wouldn't have added to it either, just because it's just not in my nature to come up with stuff for you.
Right.
Like, I'll come up with stuff for myself, but I'm very private when it comes to those things.
Right.
So I would have been like, hey, why don't you Google that, or call on someone else. Mm-hmm. Like, that would have been my jam. And Brian would have had a list of stuff.
I have no problem with it. I have no issues with it. Listen, I take that as a compliment.
And Brian's like, give me your phone. I'll respond to her.
Yeah, I hold friendships in very high esteem, and if you come to me for whatever, I will do the absolute best I can to be there for you, no matter what it is, under any circumstances. nothing really offends me. I don't. Ignorance bothers me. People who are ignorant and people who have a low tolerance for for people different views and stuff.
Right.
That bothers me. But when it comes to this, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I like that there's somebody in a relationship that is putting a premium on trying to make that other person happy, and is willing to kind of go that extra mile. I appreciate that, and that's all I view this as.
Right, true. And I don't view
the
it
day
as,
to me was irrelevant is what I'm trying to say. The day was irrelevant.
Right, yeah, me too. But I'm more of a private person where I'm not offended, or whatever you do with your man or woman is fine with me. I just don't think that I need to add to that because it's not my relationship. That's just the difference.
Is it tough for you, Kristi, because it's Easter? Like if somebody came to you and said, let's just say they came to you and you admitted to us that people don't normally do that. But if somebody said, I need some spicy help, when it comes to Valentine's, I don't think you'd have a problem with that at all.
Oh, Valentine's, no. But with Easter, I think I would kind of take Kristi's approach and be like, I'm stepping back from this one. Google is your friend. Turn to it, use it, or post to social media, but I'm probably not the person to answer you.
So the Easter part of it really doesn't bother you either?
I do think it's strange for Easter. I do. I mean, Christmas, because people dress up as like sexy elf type people, or Valentine's Day. But Easter, to me, it does. It just seems. One of my readers said, "You know what? It's like such a cute, sweet, innocent holiday. Everyone's all dressed up in their festive spring stuff. It just doesn't seem like the time of year or the appropriate day to do it. Save it for Monday, but not Easter Sunday."
All right. What if? All right, Christmas time.
And, one of my readers also said, "Hey, if she's going to do this for Easter, what's she going to do come Flag Day?"
Would you ever do like a naughty Mrs. Claus for R?
No, it seems I'm way too large to dress up as anything like that. It's just weird. The whole thing.
It's a great line.
You're not large.
Made me laugh.
I'm very tall. There's nothing cute.
Yeah, but what does
me.
naughty have to do with how tall you are?
I'm saying I'm just not. I don't have that cute.
You don't have to wear stripper. Mrs. Claus doesn't have to have stripper heels.
She can walk around in her New Balance.
She can have slippers.
Flats.
She can have some
heel.
sexy little flats.